Manyak.
Ama kankana da aşkım dersin chat.
And I feel like that's what X10 are going to lean heavily on. We're looking for this defensive aggression again with the double flash, including the KO. I'm expecting something a little bit fruity out of X10.
And if I hadn't seen their victory over Envy, maybe you could have had to have worked harder to convince me of the chances, but I've seen it with my own eyes, and I think it made a believer of a lot of us. So we dive into this. Let's not waste any time. As we do have Gambit things out on the attacking side and
aferin Nets. Gambit'iz bu arada. Full EMEA takımlarını destekliyoruz arkadaşlar. Bravo, bravo oğlum Nets. Bravo oğlum Nets. Onu da yakala. Tamam bitti bunlar. Ne yapıyor ya? Ne zannediyor kendini? B'den push falan, A'dan push falan. Amına koyayım.
Let's have a look to see if that does find where they need. Spike plant. For now, the smokes go in. So once again, more being presented in front of X10 to try and make this
Niye Gambit'iz mi?
The three in the post plant comfortable. Heal gets invested
Severiz.
as well. Because now the two are trying to find the
EMEA.
maybe wait for that smoke to fade, and here's that pixel shown.
Nice oğlum Defo.
From Defo.
Defo bugün formunda mı sanki ya?
The crossfires have not been dismantled, have not been dismembered, and it will be scary to have to face the music.
Yeah, they were even getting it done. Nope, Shadow's going to deal with it. And comfortable again. No real surprises of again a couple of early kills coming through, but
Atma Okan.
find themselves an opportunity.
Ayak atma chatime.
Get through.
İzliyor Ferit ayak. Ayak atmak ne ya? Ayak atmak ne? Chat'e ayak atmak ne abi? Makarası ne tam olarak?
Obviously there we did see a little push out from B main, but pressure on both sides of the map as well. You can see there Fox actually on this replay.
Arven aşkım mı demiş?
And again, I think the important thing that a map here, we talk about curveballs. This is kind of uncharted territory, right?
Ne oluyor ya? Kapışılamıyorum.
To an extent, I don't want to talk about the Red Bull performance.
Kızlar sardı dörtleyelim. Ne oluyor ya?
On the side of X10 also.
Arven teşekkür ederim.
Excited to see what they can do to kind of lead.
Tanımıyorum. Onu da tanımıyorum.
They're brimming right now.
36 numara siyah ojeli olsa şimdi. Hiç yok yani. Hiç o bende yok ayak fetişi. Var mı ayak fetişi olan chatte? En başta Şizo var yazdı tabi. Amanıza koyayım girersiniz harbiden ya. Ayak lan ayak. Gidiyor onunla tuvalete basıyor amına koyayım. Gidiyor onunla belki kedisi çiş yapıyor. Kuma o çişi ayakları patisiyle basıyor sonra yere basıyor. O da geliyor ayağını basıyor ona. Belki ayak bakımı hiç yapmıyor. Sürekli ayakkabının içinde ayağı böyle. Bir de topuklu gidiyse böyle amına koyayım. Ter. Buna da siz böyle oh falan mı yapıyorsunuz?
Just staring down that, doing what he does best. Redgar will spot him out. Stared around some key early ultimate progress there, but two shields will need purchasing again. So in terms of damage, again, extra kill would have been nice, but
özür dilerim yemek yiyenler. Afiyet olsun.
Of a purchase out from Gambit here in the bonus. And again, this is the round you look towards X10.
Önemli round birazdan başlıyor.
Whether or not they continue with this early round pace. A little bit of an adjustment actually. Got Sushi Boy over towards A. You can see lots of utility invested on both sides here. Look at this four-man push, Lauren.
And look at those damn good-looking skins as well. All rifled up, all ready to go. Look at the damage coming back.
Fatih agro oynuyor ya X'ten. Bak. Ama arkadan geliyor ki. Hiç fark etmez. Arkadan geliyor. Krallar geliyor bak. Tabi. Ah onu vur lan. Chronicle.
Easy now. Oh, he's ready.
Fox is 9 HP.
He's read it.
Aynen öyle Chronicle.
Already looking towards tower.
Nice.
No idea. Oh,
Sende. Ayık ol.
And he's expecting it as well.
Biraz bekle, biraz cross koy.
So well. The man
Tamam.
is in just complete full on
Fener'in maçı mı var? Ne maçı lan?
Everything, but now the timing's a factor, but he's got a lot to play with here. Hasn't recovered a gun yet. There's plenty down, but
Ya oğlum Avrupa maçı mı kaldı? Avrupa mı kaldı amına koyayım?
and now this is when that internal clock's going to tick and go.
Baba lig maçı önemli abi.
Maybe on the flank.
Boş maç.
Maybe I need to look back towards tower, back towards this way, and he gets the rifle as well.
This is the thing now. Cantina generator pretty much. Sushi Boy's got good
Eyvah!
timing on this, though.
Eyvah!
Rifle out, rifle out. There it is, Sushi Boy. Just about taming what could have been a nightmare scenario.
Abi Twitch halı saha yayını içeriğini mi
This is the
çalmış?
problem, honestly, a round like that,
Nasıl
it
ya?
starts fantastically for X10, but
Şaka şaka tişört
it's so
yakışmış
difficult
yayınlar.
to-
Gambitis.
for that to be your win
Teşekkür
conditions on
ederim
these
abi.
rounds to continue this level of aggression and this kind of eagerness to find this first blood again kind of stop things before
Twitch Rivals halı
Gambit
saha
can get
maçı mı
set up
yapıyor?
accordingly.
Benim içeriğim.
Again, X10 win that round, but it cost them an awful lot. Patty already on the Blade Storm though, and that's huge in this round.
Yeah, it should help even things out. And again, we saw this before. Almost worked out last time we saw that little jump up and over. Didn't quite find the frag that they were desiring, but for now, look towards Gambit, making the moves up. Turret gonna
Galiba halı saha maçı yapıyorlar ya.
notify those
Ulan
around.
şurada olacaktık
There is a
be.
few here, but you're right. There's already 3 on the lean, and Patty just gives it the drive-by. Great work from him for the good start, and the trade-up is brilliant. I thought Defo was gonna have that. I thought that was on the plate, but no. So already a 5 play.
Saha çok küçük ama lan.
Regard, gotta be careful here again. No teammates towards Dish or his close proximity at least. Still trying to find something towards Tower. He might actually get decent timing, but Cruz, let's see, we'll find that one. Chronicle now to potentially pinch through here. Sushi Boys finds it, and fantastic round by X10 with the investment here. Patty can try and find it. And again, this is
Ne
the
oldu
problem
buranda
here.
ya? Eko muydu
These
Gambit?
sorts of rounds, I think if it goes to a brawl, a bit of a scrap
Yo,
on these
silahları
side
da varmış.
entrances, that's when X10 can cause some real problems for Gambit.
And I'm gonna say it now. I can hear him behind me already. That round.
Nereden bulacağım şimdi kağıt sonması
That is
ya?
a really good look from them coming into this. A flawless Prime Gaming round here. And what a way to assert dominance. Right back in after a very sketchy round. Almost losing out to a Sheriff. That's one way to get your
Abi ben
mental
teşekkür ederim
right
sub
back
giftlerin
where it
için.
needs to be. That is really,
Sağ ol
really
canım.
critical to these guys. Give them that confidence. Keep them building. Especially for an underdog. You
Ya
look at it on
Sualite,
paper,
sikeceğim
it's a
şimdi
lot of
Burak
that
abini de.
affirmation. Knowing that, hey, yes, we can
Salla
go
artık.
toe-to-toe. We've already taken down another
Ne bileyim oğlum.
heavy top tier team. We can keep doing this time and time again. It is just 2-2, but they have humbled the money from Gambit. You're seeing a bit of a Shiko with a touch more in that Spectre on Chronicle, but otherwise, that's about it.
See what the plan is here. Not greeted with anybody on the side of X10
Az önce force atmış
towards
Gambit.
wall or door. They'll drift back over Nats. Again, no real information towards the setup on B at least, but as we can see on the minimap, it's 3 players stacked. Actually, 2
Sorumlu
walking
olduğun
underpass
doğru mu
here.
kanka? Hayır.
X10 a double walk in this.
Nereden çıktı lan?
A little weird with it, but the problem is these these sheriffs are still so dangerous.
Yakala onu, yakala onu.
Doing it, that's a rifle to be had, and it does look like it's going to fall into the hands of Nats for now. Tries to tap away to get Foxy, but he's not going to be able to find the connection just yet. But as this death stack, that's a big tick in the box. They're going to walk away with the rifle, but do they predict the players already watching this fallback? Cruz is right there. You can see he's ready for this one, and now Cruz is going to try and set this up. He wants to get it done. Lovely control! He is so poised for that. Didn't overextend, falls away, 30 HP. Anything more is ideal, but Patty's got his back. The swing from Tower.
Abi canları çok az ya.
And all the threats that Gambit were looking to try and find have been somewhat quelled, but not completely. Redgar still has that rifle, and Shadow still on that Spectre. There's still potential for this.
Nice, bu bir. Onu da vur.
Time.
Nice little swing out there, and a crucial round. I got to say that.
Huge.
That swing back from that aggression through underpass to set up accordingly on site and pick up a couple of key angles made it so difficult. That fault line completely shuts this down here from Cruz.
And I love the control on that. Not just the
bitrate 4K'da kalmışlar. Sedef yok.
Again, this is really nice to look at. It just shows that they are really in the right mentality. They're not playing like they're underdogs at all. It's not just cheese. It's not just these looking for like kind of like squirrely ways to do it.
Vamos!
It's just like really good Valorant.
Well, like I said, the bigger positive is seeing X10 adjust. If they do lose somebody in this early aggression, it's that kind of mid-round adaptation where they can then set up, greet and execute from Gambit. Ooh, I thought again we're getting an aggressive outside B
Look at
main
the
here.
start. Oh, and
Straight
Patty.
away.
The backhand is swift, and Defo is going to be reeling from that. Redguard took a little bit of flak damage too. The rest comes out, but Cruz is right there. Shadows is the one to tilt it back.
X'in kazanması Ascent için daha iyi olmaz mı? Daha iyi olur ama şöyle bir şey. Ben güzel maç izlemek istiyorum yani. Champions'e yarışır bir maç olsun. Ascent kolaya kaçmak istemez. Eğer şampiyon olacaklarsa zaten kim gelirse gelsin yenmeleri lazım yani. Gambit alsın abi, niye X'lerini mi tutacağım amına koyayım?
29 HP in a dream for Scary. Ults across the board.
This is a really dirty angle to hold
It's
as well.
filthy. It's absolutely filthy, and I love what he's up to. The wall goes down, and now the 1v2. He's going to try and find one. He gets it, but the second evades, and Chronicle brings life back to Gambit here.
Again, the choice to go for the gravity well there. I think he's potential actually if
Evet,
Chronicle
3-3.
stacks up there and they try and double swing. There's a world where he gets both of those.
I'm just not used to seeing Gambit in this kind of brawly style where they're having to meet them in this sort of aggressive manner. And I love the fact that X10 are pushing Gambit to this, making them play outside of their usual stylistic approach.
And actually the second part to that is actually how willing X10
Mesela o çekme yapıyor ya.
double down. Like they
Onları çekiyorum. Onları çekiyorum derken
still pushing on defense, by the way.
adam kayarken, ateş ederken
And that's big info found.
mermiler çok mu dağılıyor? Sanki yürüyormuş gibi mi yapıyor, yoksa gene mermiler normal duruyormuş gibi mi gidiyor?
By now, we've seen it a fair bit in this tournament, honestly. It has been doing the rounds. And Chronicle works his way forward, but it's the back over here that's trying to draw a great deal of attention, see if he can maybe capitalize on that timing if they do turn away, but it looks like they're going to fall away from this.
Couple of tools at Gambit's disposal as well. Showstopper, the orbital strike. See on the flip side. Couple of ultimates for X10 to throw in this round if they choose to. Drifting back towards bench here.
Yine bir B oyunu.
Actually the weaker side of the setup.
Vector'da genelde B oynanıyor ya.
Again, playing a little deeper now, and this is again switching up a little bit. They're just going to kind of play
Sezgin abi mi
contact
geldi?
on site.
Fabre mi geldi?
Sushi Boys tucked up into tower.
Onun VIP'si, VIP slotum yok
Kind
ya
of give them an
ya.
entry at least here.
Sileceğim yine birilerini.
30 seconds left. Oh, now that
Forced out by the lockdown.
is one of the brilliant things, I guess, of having
Okan abiden VIP'yi al.
Grammy Boy. But a lot
Moderatörü
of
veririz
utility
Okan
invested
abi.
into this now. They have to make the most of this one. You can already see that X10 are on the back foot slightly.
Verdim,
But it's
verdim.
not come through. We're down to 14
Verdim reis, ayıp
seconds.
ediyorsun. Sana da
They need
vermeyeceğiz
to
de
make
kime
this
vereceğiz be
last.
VIP'yi?
10 seconds now. Redgar on the drive-by does well. But Scary lives up to that name, causing problems. 6 seconds now. It's only Paddy alive. And I don't
Aslan,
think he
şekil
can
yapma
deny
lan.
this. The spike
Şekil
goes
yapma
down,
lan
1
mental
second to
koçuna.
spare. And Gambit,
Artist. Puan toplamak için al benden ver abi falan.
diligent approach. Patty's considering it for merely a second. I wonder how long he lingers.
I think with the operator here, it's again, there's no chance of him swapping out a weapon. Very difficult for him to find anything on the way back in. You can see him backing away now, but it's interesting there again. Yes,
Aynen, kameralı yayın nerede kral? Aslan, kameralı yayın nerede, kameralı? Alo. Kameralı yayın nerede aslan? Aslan. Alo. Aslan. Kameralı yayın nerede abi? Hani söz vermiştin ya. Hani iddia kaybettin. Aslan. Alo. Kameralı, kameralı.
Gunfights, but I'm almost kind of thinking, you know, X10 towards the back end of that round. There's no kind of fact finders out towards dish, nothing towards main, nothing to kind of confirm this lack of presence anywhere on the side of Gambit. And you let Gambit shift walk around the map for 90 seconds, and it becomes a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, it plays too nicely to Gambit's style.
Abi söz verdik, zamanını söyledim. Ne zaman?
Like a little bit more of those fact finders, as you said. It's hard to say though, because we know that also Gambit are great at holding those.
Ne zaman aslan?
Which normally does catch that. It is the kind of Sophie's choice.
İlk yayında olacak inşallah. İlk yayın ne zaman abi? Amına koyayım, yayın hayatını bitirdin o iddiadan sonra. Yayın mayın açtığın yok ki.
Zaman
Aferin aslan, yakalıyorsun. Aferin oğlum, işte böyle yayıncılık, böyle bir şey. Söz vereceksin, tutmayacaksın. Yayıncılık budur. İnsanları sürekli böyle bir şeyde bırakacaksın. Yapacak mı yapmayacak mı ikilemi bırakacaksın.
Keep this together. There's the swing though. Two players tucked by the box. This could be problems. He actually gets away unscathed, and the lean's coming in, and as is that flank.
Just gonna send one out. It does find scary. Trying to hide inside the smoke here. Lockdown invested as well. Will be dealt with straight away. So no threat to Gambit here. They're able to set up on site.
Oh!
Actually a nice swing out from Sushi Boys there.
Difa bugün formunda ya Defo.
Yeah, Foxy's got to be careful. He was a little unaware. All that utility and no intention behind it at the end. That tower swing was great for
Bak Patipan yine kendini deli yapacak.
He was a little not hesitant to hit these rotations, but now they want to get that
Oh.
operator away. Good luck. Patty wants this. It's his baby. He's not going to give it up. But already you're seeing Gambit now starting to exude a little bit of that dominance, but he's still putting on a show.
Bir anda elimi alıyor. Bak bak deli ha bu çocuk. Yapar. Yapar. Yapar abi Patipan. Çöz lan direkt.
Oh my god, Patty can sit this. He can absolutely sit this. There's no time left. And I don't blame him because Nats, if anything, was the one who
Onu da vurdu
wasn't there
valla.
in time.
Görüyor musun? Deli ha.
But Patty could have done some more damage with that, and that has to be a wake
Necip
up
Şenbaş
call to
seviliyorsun
Gambit.
istemiş.
It
Çok
ain't over
teşekkür
till
ederim
it's over
kardeşim.
because
Çok
that
sağ ol.
man almost
Cansın.
just clutched out against them.
Çözermiş. Ha çözüyor şu an. Nasıl çözecekti lan? Ya nereye çözüyordu, saçmalamayın ya. Cahil cahil konuşmayın chatimde ya. Alo. Zaman yoktu zaman. Aynen abi, otursa çözerdi aynı. Adam çeyrek finalde bir jet oyuncusu çeyrek finale gelmiş Champions'ta, dünya turnuvasında, siz oturduğunuz yerden çözerdi abi. Ama ilkini yarılayabilirdi ama. İlkini yarılayabilirdi. Yarılayıp öyle çözebilirdi sonuncusunu.
Fine lines here. But hey, this is the level that you kind of have to start looking at with these players. The fact is that this happens in games.
İlki vurduktan sonra çözemezdi. Yarılamamıştı. Yarılasaydı çözerdi.
And again, it might be a little bit of a reminder and a little kick up the butt for Gambit. They're saying, "All right, let's stay on track here. Let's make sure we do not drop any of this."
Yok canım, olur mu? Çözerdi ya.
Stay composed. Because I think everyone coming
Bu adamlar mı bilecek ya? Tabii ki chat bilecek. Gold oyuncular bilecek tabii ya. Riyan VL 12. ayın kutlu olsun. DX 15. ayın kutlu olsun abi. Çok teşekkürler, çok sağ ol. Abi.
Yeah. So again, you kind of want Gambit to make sure they are
PK Blenders 300 bit için çok teşekkür. Lan tamam lan, şaka yapıyorum ama hepiniz imbosunuz lan, tamam. Tamam oğlum. Chat'te kimler radyant? Özür dilerim chat, özür dilerim, tamam lan. Şaka da yapılmıyor size bugün amına koyayım. Aynen. Oo iyi radyant ya. Radyantlar full bir chat'teymiş oğlum.
Look at this pinch.
Çok iyi.
Yeah, Nats is in a world of trouble. He's got players left, right, and center. Sees the shoulder, gonna get one, but it's a trade out. And that's gonna be a rifle now, pretty much up for grabs. And you know these boys will fight till the death. Shadow slow catches the first glimpse. It wasn't as clean as he would have wanted. Gonna have to fall away and respect that, but Defo still being pretty much the safe pair of hands. Really putting his foot down in this one as we are down to Patty and Sushi Boys to try and make something of this, but gonna drop out the weapon. Not as clean and as simple as Patty would have liked. A nice try, but Gambit maintained full.
Top 500 abi buradayız.
Everything tickety, but
Bir o zaman Radyant özel turnuva mı yapsak ya sablar arası? Ama sadece Radyantlar katılabiliyor.
For Gambit, I think we're one away from the showstopper again. I'm not sure if it's the Roller Thunder or the Orbital Strike.
Üf.
On the horizon. So yeah, 3 off the showstopper. So
10 kişi çıkar mı acaba?
This is still around again on the buy round here. There's not an awful lot behind this, and this is where it becomes difficult for X10 to maintain this level.
Smurf'le katılabiliyor muyuz? Güzel taktik.
I'm looking towards Foxy here again yeah. In terms of that, the cooldown and utility, making absolute use of it, because the only two fact finders they have really is Foxy and Sushi Boys, right? Everything else relies on pushing. You know, finding
Shadow Shadow Rogers çok teşekkürler. 14. ayın
It looks
kutlasından.
real quiet. So instantly you have
Maçız.
to move to the other side of the map. Both extremities, at least on the top side of the map, have now been pushed out on.
Nets'ten güzel bir
We'll be able to try and
entry.
extrapolate the information from that because Gambit now, I think, have kind of put it together themselves
What
as
is
they've
this?
sliced through the.
Gambit nereden
What
geldi
is
amına
this
koyayım?
round going on? Defo going to lead the charge. Cruz actually could catch across. No way. Defo so sharp on it. And he still does well. Foxy trying to do some damage, but it's all
Tertemiz.
effective trades for
3v1.
Gambit. Leaving Sushi Boys the last one alive. And a 1v3, Spike going to go down. And he ain't that close by.
Ben oynamayacağım oğlum.
Walked through sand, up
Ben Radiant
close,
değilim.
wall of
Ah lan.
spawn, and hit B.
Ah lan
And
hiç
Extend are
Radiant
like,
olamadım
"Oh,
lan.
well, we all push bridge, so okay. Really weird round to watch on the minimap there. But a quick response, I think, on the back of Nats finding a little bit of contact in underpass.
Kanka uzun zamandır izliyorum seni. Diğer Twitch hesabımı kaybettikten sonra pek izleyemedim ama son bir aydır tekrar izlemeye başladım. Eskisi kadar eğleniyorum seni izlerken. Değişmeyen adam seviliyorsun hiç. Çok teşekkür ederim Topal Balıkçım. Balsın.
Pretty comfortable. Chronicle will find it.
Çok sağ ol.
Again, now we're starting to see Gambit get a little bit better in terms of, I guess, their understanding
Turnuvalardan sonra olman
of
yok mu?
X10 and where they're pushing. If they feel no contact somewhere, then
Yep.
they're probably going to have a window of opportunity to slip through in this all around here. I mean, you see
Ya,
straight away.
olmam için
the
off-stream
response
Valorant
here after
oynamam
that first
lazım.
blood from Nats.
Off-stream Valorant oynamaya da üşeniyorum ya.
Not bad at all. Gambit.
Gerçi 5'li geldi lan ama 5'li de
5
çok
rounds
az
on the
puan
trot.
veriyor.
And
Oyun da
a
bulmuyor.
nice little mid-pull maybe off the back of
Beşli
that.
geldi diye
Nats
sevindik, oyun
back
bulmuyor
there, I
amına
like
koyayım.
that. Just some nice quick kind of fluid calling coming out from
Oyna
Gambit.
işinle.
Looks to sit with them well. And the proactive X10 still trying to make something happen from this, but I
İşim
feel like Gambit
BBL Spor'un
really
espor direktörlüğü. İşim Big Boss Life Talent Agency'nin ortaklığı. İşim BBL Prodüksiyon şirketinin ortaklığı. İşim yayıncılık.
There's nobody on B side.
Kaç işim daha var onları
Again,
şey
now that
yapmayayım.
Tripwire being dealt with,
Yeterli mi kıvırcık?
Gambit are
Kıvırcık.
anticipating this push through underpass again, but I mean, there's a glaring hole in the
Aynen,
defense
işinde.
here for Extent. Gambit, unfortunately, on the back of being
Kripto
noticed
uzmanlığı,
towards A,
tabii.
have drifted back this way. So Cruz himself at a pretty tricky spot here. He's got to go huge if he wants to stop this advance.
It's a lot of pressure on one man's shoulders, and he doesn't even know it's happening yet. He's got his back to the enemy, not a place to be. The footsteps are surely going to be heard. Patty might be able to get there in
Ha
time.
bir de aynen oturduğu yerden para kazanma.
Trade out as Cruz does get to keep his life, try and sail on forward, but Nats is so
Nets diyorum
happy
sana
with the
ya.
adjustment on the third. Finding so much work for himself. Oh, the timing is nasty.
Aa 1 HP.
You're lucky to be alive.
Comes down to a 2v2 though. Sushi Boys will fall, and just 1 HP in the dream for Foxy. An awful left. Yeah, okay. Well, he needed to find that one. He didn't. It's 8-3.
Metaverse
Again,
arsa
coming into
aldın
the
mı
last
abi?
round here.
Almadım.
Pretty tricky for X10. Didn't actually keep note of any ultimates here. I think there was a couple, 1 or 2 away, but
Aa dur bakayım.
it's just. And again, you can see here the way Cruz has to play around Arcade. He's got to worry about tower. He's got to look back towards side. There's all
There's
these
nowhere
points
safe.
where X10 have no information
Yep.
on. And like I said, you allow Gambit to shift walk around the map for that long, they can be anywhere, and they will be.
They can be anywhere.
Found what works. They found that sore spot and they're just pressing on it time and time again. Defo up to a quick beginning. Oh, it's
No way.
brutality from Defo. Straight away in there, just rips the head off of Sushi Boys. Foxy with a great flash. Oh my,
Spike
Defo
down A.
still takes him down. Feels like Gambit can't put a foot wrong. There's Patty, Cruz, and Scary still trying to find any success for themselves, and Nats waiting, poised,
Ne ya?
calm, collected, and unnoted. He knows what he's doing. He still gets one, and step by step, they just get worked away at.
I love that little attempt with the bait on that Sage wall coming up, but Spike is planted. Rolling Thunder available for Cruz. That's just him and Patty here on the way back in.
Sen
Only
bu round
one
da yalan
member
oldu
on
be
site again.
kardeşim.
Gambit adjusting on the back of that ultimate.
And there's the
Sert bir giriş.
I feel there's so much.
on in.
There's a huge gap to close.
It really is, and it's going to be quite vast. Patty going to at least step towards it. Shados is there, Defo is there. Gambit looking to maybe
Gördüm.
reclaim a little bit of
Fenerbahçe
that
şeyle
inhuman
anlaşmış.
capability that they have.
Loki ile.
Looking like they don't bleed blood, looking so refined in how they like to approach the game.
I mean, I've got to say, this is probably the most composed in terms of an attacking half we've probably seen out of Gambit here.
Ali
At
Utku
Champions
ikincisi.
again. The biggest test
Hep
would have been
18.
to
ayın
test
kutlu olsun.
default,
Çok
especially on a
teşekkürler.
map like Fracture where there are so many pressure points, so many opportunities for these flanks. So you look towards Nats to be the one to kind of keep that in check, and Gambit adjust accordingly and find a really good grasp there.
They do, and I'm quite impressed by Gambit coming out and looking like this, because I think throughout the group stage we were a little bit hesitant on how they'd been running through this one. So again, for me, I think this is a good kind of confirmation of how they look. However, I want to see what the desk has to say about that first half.
Yeah, Gambit showing so much discipline, but you and I were talking about it during the game. It felt like the pushes and the defensive aggressions from X10 just sometimes fell down to luck.
Yeah, I'll be honest, like considering you have a KO in your team, it seemed like most of the time they had no idea where their opponents actually were. Like I wanted to see that knife come out a little bit more for information usage, and it seemed like a lot of X10 defensive side was purely based, as you said, on risk. Like, let's just push somewhere, hope they're there. If they're not, then they didn't seem to have a plan then onwards of how they would then retake ground or even retake spots. It's just weird.
Yeah, I think that's kind of been the X10 game plan this entire time on defenses. As the barriers go down, they either do a 4-1 push or throw utility and figure out what's going down. Gambit had a pretty simple response, but a response nonetheless. It was the 4-1s, right? Just leave Nats in the back line and have the trips up. And look, he's always good for one. He didn't have those breakout highlight acing every round type of games that we sometimes see out of the man himself, but he was always good for one. And that's the most important aspect of this, because eventually the defenses, they just start getting bogged down, right? Anytime they're trying to push, one of them gets taken out. A 1-for-1 trade is never in the advantages of the defenses.
I mean, it just feels like, you know, we hear about crew saying that they want to disrupt their opponent's game plan, but Potter, so far, Gambit are the ones that are just able to do what they wanted to do.
Yeah. I mean, you even saw it in the round where it just coming down to the wire. Gambit once again using the clock as their best friend, right? I didn't think they would make it into that B site, but eventually it came through, right? The orbital strike towards that tower area, the breach ult to follow through right where the player would be kind of funneled into because of the orbital strike. So a lot of layers and good looks here for Gambit.
Yeah, I think as well that a little bit of a shame is the rounds where X10 did get the rebright in the early rounds. They were really
Gambit domine
close,
etti ya.
there were a few players left alive.
Ama belliydi. Dedim yani. Gambit de domine edecek, Fnatic de domine edecek. Bak görürsünüz. Aynı maçın tekrarı bu. 2-0-2-0 ya. Belki Fnatic 2-1 olabilir. Bakalım. Ah, bir Sentinels gelecekti asıl. Sentinels Fnatic izleyecektik. İşte o zaman görecektiniz.
Maybe that success can continue out of the group stage with these deeper runs, but the Iron Giants of Gambit might have just awoken, but a good start.
Emojilerinin çoğu bok gibi ya. Sensin bok.
Shados just a little too quick on the trigger, and it's a 1-for-1 trade out.
Big gap towards B right now, though, and you see straight away X10 going to capitalize on that. Redgar has to respect it for the time being. A little bit of pressure actually on the backside of B main here from Defo potentially, but see the firing squad lined up. Shados and Nats looking to stop any further pushes.
Spike planted.
See here, Defo. Does he get hard cleared here?
I think the answer is quite resounding. It's a no. Defo gets away with it. Catches Cruz and now going to work them down to 3, trying to keep their backs towards themselves safe. Oh, Defo, I thought he had another. This man has been just a safe pair of hands. He's been succeeding in a lot of the fights. The wall going to try and facilitate the cross. That was a little dicey, but it's fine.
Tertemiz. Geçemez ki. Ha ha ha. Geçemiyor. Ha ha.
Try and find this here. Nope. Shados going to close it out. The defuse comes through. Gambit find their
Gambit'ten tek oyuncu transfer edebilme şansın olsa kimi alırdım?
It's interesting to see Gambit's willingness to kind of address A-Hall so quickly there. You see Redgar leans away from Defo's able to roam for 15-20 seconds or so.
Ya da Chronicle.
That B hit coming through. The setup, it's almost like
Chronicle'da IGL.
Extend unable to kind of capitalize on that aggression.
IGL Chronicle'da değil mi lan?
Gambit just played deep enough
to
get all that risk.
Little force buy coming in. How'd you feel?
IGL lazım, aynen öyle.
I mean, this scenario, yeah.
Kimi alırdık abi? Sezgin abi.
It's SMG's.
Chronicle mı?
Mostly you're going to be up against. There's a bulldog in the hands of Redgar, but
Redgar mı IGL?
Ben
Redgar'ı sevmiyorum ya. On öyle Rus mafyası gibi. Çeçen mafyası.
A fair amount caught in unpredictable positions and spots they didn't want in the pace. They have to keep this up. You're right.
Gerçi o şey dostan. Dur Redgar şöyle katlanarak oturandı.
For now it does seem as though that's going to be the case and Foxy's on the case. Shados, Chronicle, Nats all going to start cresting that corner. Outdone by 1. And now the 3v3.
Crew's gonna have an opportunity to
Evet
play
abi,
inside the
Link
smoke
ya,
and
Link.
a really good
Link var ya,
engagement
sarardı
here.
ha.
Anyway, he does take the rope, but looks like Gambit gonna force their way through on ground level. The wall actually invested is gonna cut off generator here. Batty has to
This
deal with that
could be
quickly. This
huge
flank.
if he can get the timing right, if Sushi Boys can keep the attention. Oh, he just slipped through. Shadows still alive, but only for so long. The
round
Force
gitti
Fight
lan.
desperately trying to work out for them as it does convert with 3 standing.
Forslamışlar.
X10 give themselves a window of opportunity.
Like you said, Defo like a lamb to the slaughter there again. Not necessarily a misread, I think just banking on the fact that there is no buy coming through. The fault line was fantastic, but
Shadows Gambit'teki en iyi aim. Abi ne yapacağız en iyi aim'i? Al Rastan, sizde de aim var. Görüyoruz amına koyayım. Ha, sizde de aim var. Neredesiniz?
Now, see what they can do with this. They can build a little bit of a buffer here. Again, not many rounds to play with. Gambit on double digits, but
Aim. İçimiz dışımız aim oldu amına koyayım. Bir adam da vurmayı verin ya. Biraz da stratejik oynayın. Aha. Ha, bu taraftan geldi.
Has to commit. He still gets away with one, which is actually quite impressive. On the other side, the purchase for Gambit is a little here, there, and everywhere. Got about all the things from underneath the kitchen sink. You've got a Sheriff coming out, a Spectre, a Classic, odds and ends. Now the Spike Plant comes in, just adjusting for the utility to try and supplement and support. Patty gonna watch that drop down in case anyone gets a little ahead of themselves, but it's not the case.
Bak Tens'de de aim vardı. Ne oldu Tens krala? Şimdi ağlıyor, kız arkadaşının omzuna yatmış böyle yapıyor. Bize beyin lazım abi. Bir tane böyle ajyal böyle. Tabii. Böyle teselliye can kurban. Ah lan Okan.
Wisely enough, X10 elsewhere.
Does he catch anyone? Yeah, nice work from him to at least get one.
Health game 16
Careful now.
Abi BTC ne olacak, böyle düşer mi sence daha? Abi benim bir fikrim yok. Ben takip etmiyorum. Saldım. Bak Eray abiyi takip edin. Who is Rabbit? Eray abi veriyor infoları. Daha düşecek diyor Eray abi ama.
Making the comparison to defense, it's much easier for X10
Ya
to
bir siktir
maintain
git
this
Muti
pace
ya.
on attack, right? And again, if they get a couple of
Al Memre Yıldız'ı manyak etsin karşı takımları diyor. Önünü göremiyorsun amına koyayım. Neyi manyak edeceksin ya? Amık keli ya.
Wouldn't expect to see them every single time. Actually, Patty straight away. Look at that.
Defo just being the backbone right now of Gambit, catching a couple of these
1v1'e çağırıyor beni amına koyayım. Baron önü 1v1.
How are you so good at adjusting to that? He was in the middle of nowhere, no right.
Shadows.
The flash couldn't have been better. The follow-up does not happen though. And another bloody battle between these two as Redgar is chomping at the bit just around that corner. You know he's there though. They're clearing this in the
Kanka ben de kel olacağım ha Muti. Kestireceğim amına koyayım. Komple bire vuracağım.
Finds Sushi Boys. It's gonna be on Scary now, and he's got so much to get through. They jump in the corners. He knows he's pinned in. And Gambit get back on track. The rifles get upgraded, and they make it to 11.
Really, X10.
Sinirli değilim oğlum, makaramdayım be chat. Siz de ayıkın artık ya. Hala tanıyamadınız beni. Birçok değil mi abi, uzun kalır. 1-1 biraz olsun, biraz dursun.
Hats off to Foxy, like you said, actually just comes through here as soon as they feel that pressure towards Hall. Foxy knows that there's probably going to be
MP hayırda bazen.
An opening there for him to find it.
3 numara mı yapayım?
It's actually not as bad. Actually on the side of X10 it's only one Spectre and like I said a
3
couple
numara
of online.
saç. Ha siktir. Ha siktir. Bu muyum? Bu muyum? Daha çok bu olurum gibi ama. Bak böyle böyle. Bu. Bu bak bu.
Yeah, and I think as well in terms of the mental, I don't think X10 are probably a team that are gonna
Taş kafa.
By a big defeat here on Fracture. Again, they come back in blank canvas, really map by map, and we saw that particularly in the MV series. I think it was a really good example of that. But you got to say it's.
Siktir, Michael Scofield mı
I
lan?
don't want to say it's pinned on this one map. There's still a chance.
There's always a chance.
Tom was leaning a little heavier in favor One Direction, but
He likes One Direction.
he does. Huge Harry
Harry
Styles
stan.
fan. Actually.
Ya man.
He's got the posters. He
Never
can
stops talking about it.
No, it must be upsetting with his lack of hair. He always wanted that. Main, speak.
Stop.
Defo's right back to business.
What?
He got the dink. He thought he'd done it. Cruz is on 7 HP. Well, I guess they get another bite of the cherry and Gambit. What is going on in this round? What is happening right now?
Oğlum harbiden neler oldu ya?
He's got to hold on to underpass here. Redgar.
Sunucular da anlayamıyor ki neler olduğunu.
Res comes through, nullifying that kill that X10 did find.
Bir anda 4 ve 3 oldu.
Got everything
They know.
thrown into this round.
It's gonna be 12 otherwise.
Yeah.
It's got to be now or it might just be never.
Yok mu bir
Scary
Scofield
gonna
dövmesi?
try and
Ha
clear a
siktir,
little
full
bit for
sırta.
himself. Give himself a
Full
bit of area
sırta.
to play in amongst. And where are they off to?
Summons Rift amına koyayım.
This actually could be insane if this works out.
No
Fox,
way.
Nasıl?
what have you got up your sleeve? Is that a rifle down as well? That could be a nice upgrade because he's only got the Spectre right now. And this could be huge for him. He decides not to do it. He's seen everything. We've seen this before. Glimpses of the past. Remember the Fnatic game. Can he do what he needs to? That's one down. He can clear, he can confirm. He knows where these players are. Brilliant information now relayed. The gap going to close in and time being
Did he get
bought
a
here.
half?
They have nothing in this one. Scary is there. Shadows. Wait, what is going on? He needs to get the diffuser down as he does. And X10 give themselves another round. That flank by Foxy's was fantastic.
11-6. 11 laneti mi?
Everything thrown into that round will make it very difficult. Again, only
Tam
one
sırta bu.
surprise coming out of that, and we know already with the one Spectre purchase there.
Metaverse arsa alıp dövme. Oha be dedik. Geleceğe yatırım dövmesi ha.
Around the res perfectly, they can be aggressive here. You know that potentially they can find a
Sırtıma kocaman canım anam
player
yazayım
or two
ama.
on the extremity plates. It is. That was the one I was talking about the other day.
Dövme yaptıracağım da hala karar veremedim ya.
I can imagine it's dead. So let's talk about what this has done knock-on wise because it's taken the money away from Gambit.
Dövme için bir de biraz kaslanmamız lazım.
Yoksa
kocaman bu tipi yeter.
Right to the pocket of Scary, and that's now, I think, a rifle down if it can be recovered. Sushi Boys is just praying for time,
Eyvah.
praying for it to be
Nice
right.
oğlum, net.
He only gets one. Quick trade for Nats, though. And now the advantage in numbers at least.
Bak bu
sits
çok
with
kritik,
Gambit.
Redgar.
2 rifles now on the deck as well. Foxy. Oh, no way! He couldn't even turn around in time.
Aferin
Redgar
oğlum.
gets the freest kill of his life. And now Patty and Cruz put in a bad spot
Ulan
here.
be.
Can they make anything out of this one?
Bu eli alın ya.
Actually, three
Gambit.
rifles in the hands of
Hadi
Gambit
uzatmayın
here.
baba ya. Aynen öyle.
Shados,
Aynen
man,
öyle.
Elite Patty. Wow. That's just Cruz left.
And I don't think he's loving this one. Absolutely not. All that utility being poured in. So many obstacles in the way. Do what you can.
Ne yapıyorsun Redgar?
Can he deny
Redgar
it
ne
at least for
yapıyorsun?
now?
Half.
This is good for Cruz. He's giving himself some time. The flag! Oh my word, Cruz! It's game back
Aldı
on.
oğlum adam eli.
Maybe, just maybe there's still some life in it. The time is there. And by
Vallahi
the
11 laneti ya.
tiniest of margins, X10 carry on.
I mean, these aren't comfortable. Again, you talk about
Yaptırma be abi, yaptırırsan
successes
abdest
here.
alamazsın
We're not
günah.
even
Coming down
No.
right to the
No.
wire.
Absolutely
Öyle
not.
mi ya?
A 1v3 post line like that. You had all the utility
Oh,
board and
abi.
these sort of freebies coming out for Gambit. Yeah, okay, just do that time and time again. Look at this work coming out. Cruz, though. What an absolute man made of ice right now. So calm in that. Oh, there it is. That's the calmness. There it is. That's the composure right there.
Ona patch gelmedi mi ya?
Again, actually, yeah, looking a little, I don't want to say frustrated, but almost wanting to close this
Her gün
out.
abdest
They do
alıyorduk
look
zaten.
at that. I
A
feel,
couple of rounds ago, right? It
Yeah.
would have been the expectation with that first half. So here again, X10, so many bodies behind. It's only Sushi Boys elsewhere. And Gambit this time playing a little deeper, respecting this almost.
Bende şimdi küpe var. Günahkar mıyım ben?
Fox is ready to
Küpe var.
enable Patty. You can see inside.
Jackie C 9. ayın kutlu olsun.
If anything gets detected there, but Patty straight onto site here. Shados will find the opener though, traded out. Chronicle finds two.
Down B.
and
One
yeah, this
enemy
is looking
remaining.
like 12 is now beckoning. Scary in a 1v4. Gonna get one. You're gonna prove me wrong again.
Ya bu adam
Surely
gene ele
not.
alacak mı?
Scary. How much more can you do? Smoke goes in and he edges closer. Red goes
Eyvah.
on the other side, but timing is everything. He has to back away.
The paint
Steps
shot
get
actually hit him.
noted. Yeah. It looks like Defo is very much watching this, adamant that he will not let go of that. Picks up
Aldı
the
lan
spike. Now
adam.
they know he's got to be there. Surely they've seen that vanish. Yeah, they have now. Those shots.
Defo yeni fark etti aldığını.
Can he
Da
get
gidiyor
around
adam,
the
A'ya
other
gidiyor.
side?
Koş
Is he gonna go
Defo.
for it, or does he try and double pump? Let's see what you got, Scary.
I'm looking at the minimap here. Definitely
Klavyeleri kendileri mi
confirmed the spike
getiriyor?
being taken
Evet abi
here.
kendileri getiriyor klavye
And
mouse.
again, Gambit can wait. It's a 3v1.
I'd rather
You
them
got to
play
argue that
safety on-
should
yep.
lean
10 seconds left.
in their favor. Again, they can wait out the spike plant.
But he can get into a dirty little post plant,
Yes.
right? Like he's got so much
planted.
time to play with. He doesn't necessarily know that, so I wonder how far he explores. But he has plenty of time to try and do something, but they're staying as a pack. All three players together. Scary on the other side of this corner. Here's one, takes one, and tries to back away.
Ya
So
baba
they're
alın
gonna
şu
try and
ele,
close the
yeter
gap. They
da.
wanna get as close as they can to the Scary on the
Oh.
swing. He gave it everything he had.
Allah
3
Allah.
kills, but Redgar prevails, and it'll be 12 on the board for Gambit. You can't say that X10 aren't trying.
And again, one that comes down to just one left standing in this round. And again, Scary plays that perfectly. He has to look for a kill. He has to kind of stop them.
İroni
before
değildi bu arada,
they can
kendileri
make use of
getiriyor.
this head count, or the man advantage, I should say. And Chronicle though, just beautiful hold by him.
God tier from him there. Very
Ya arkadaşlar ne anlatıyorsunuz? Abdest alırken su vücuduna değmesi falan.
timeout.
Alo. Chat. Teşekkürler abi. Herkesin inancı kendine arkadaşlar.
Now,
Sağ
with
olun.
these being so scrappy back and forth, yes, there's a little bit of a loss bonus, but the economy's got to be struggling on the side of X10.
Holy crap, 12 aydır aboneyim. Çok
Where
teşekkürler canım.
everything's invested
Çok sağ ol.
just to get one more on the board.
Defo al beni mi? Oo tabii Rus. Tabii Gambit Rus.
You're right, 'cause we just had 2 rounds.
Tabii, hadi hayırlı
That was
olsun.
1v3 and he pulls it off. And that was
Tabii.
another situation very
There's another
similar to that.
1v3.
And it was down to a 1v1. It was as close as you could get. He did
O anlamda
everything right.
demedi.
I don't think
Aynen, aynen.
how hard he had to fight.
Direkt
That was
alsın.
almost worked out.
Nasıl yani
I don't
ya?
think anyone can say they are
Defo mu
not giving
siksin
it
seni? O ne demek
literally
alsın?
everything. Like bear in mind that round had Chronicle pick 3 up on that side push. That normally
Karı koca
the
mı?
percentage chance of them then
Aynen
turning
abi.
that around is wild, but 7-12 is not highlighting how close some of these rounds have been between these two.
No, that's actually on the flip side of that.
Oğlum
Gambit,
biraz inkar minkar eden insan amına.
they withstand a
Baga soktu
barrage
beni ya.
of utility after X10 creep closer and closer
Tamam.
inside
Konuşalım
that.
oğlum. Bir tweet mivit çözeriz amına koyayım.
That is not
Yeah, it's-
looking healthy.
Odds and ends. Pots and pans, as Sean would say.
Not sure what that means.
I think everything but the kitchen sink.
Konuşuyoruz abi.
Pots and pans.
Is that what you got?
Alacağım onu. Ne oluyor amına
Not too
koyayım?
much cooking, so.
In we go.
Batu'yu
12
seviyorum
to
ya.
7.
Batu'nun
Gambit
makarası da
do
farklıdır
now
chat.
have map point in the pocket. Now they just need to get across the line. Defo, can he keep that composure that has resonated so well with him? Look at everything being poured at this man and he still stands.
Away,
Oh, he
Defo.
refuses to relent. Defo
Batu,
standing up to
seninki-
the test this time. Finding that balance. He's been over-aggressive and this time it's looked just right.
Heyecanlandı
But these
heyecanlandı.
boys have clutched out so many times before, so I feel like I can't say it yet until the final man falls. It's down to Scary again. A 1v4 presented and only a Spectre by the side. And sadly, it looks like it's done for. He gets put to the grave, and 13 to 7 for Gambit comes across the line. That,
Geçmişte
however,
Silk Road oynadım.
was a very close game in some of these rounds. Gambit, though, had a couple of individuals really find their form. I've got to say it, Defo to me initially, safe pair of hands. Second half, excelled.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, in this, he's kind of switching off the jet. He has to still maintain that level of pressure, or I guess control in
Saç
these opening
introsu mu?
engagements. And he did just that. Redgar with some great enablers, great setups for him, but again,
Ya
back
sen
to
bana
back.
nasıl bir link attın ya?
You
He
can't,
gave it everything in
Açılmıyor.
that first half. Again, there was a big gap on the scoreboard. Just was how much X10 were trying to build around him. How many
Ya
times
elemanın
he was
nike bak,
alive,
bir tek
still
Vıtıcını
keeping
izlerim.
X10 in some of these
Baba,
rounds. Now,
link açılmıyor açılmıyor.
think back to some of the discussions before this map started. You think about how actually stylistically this is a very difficult matchup for Gambit. And again, you think regionally, some of the teams
Fikstürü gelsin ekrana.
it's actually a good look.